Well, all right. Seeing that the time is now 5:43, we're going to go ahead and get started. So first, I will just want to welcome you all. I'm Kristen Moore Burks, your host for this Pitch4k competition. Again, thank you for joining us this evening. This is the first virtual event, so this is pretty exciting. Hope you guys are comfortable and relaxed. We're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to hear some creative and exciting ideas, and then give away nearly $10,000. So if you're not a finalist, if you're not presenting, and you're not a judge, it means you're part of the audience and you get to vote for our People's Choice winner. And the winner of the People's Choice gets $1,000. So if you're a member of the audience or you know some people who registered to actually watch the event, make sure I want to send them a text or something. So make sure they're tuning in because once again, the most votes one of the presenters get will win that People's Choice Award, and that's an extra $1,000 in your pocket. So if you're not familiar with Pitch4k, let me give you a little background on what this competition is all about. The mission of Pitch4k is to encourage and promote entrepreneurial mindsets in Flint and Genesee County, and then to create a support system to help individuals move their idea, their product, or business forward to really help make it a reality and a success. If you're wondering what it takes to participate in this competition, well, participants have to be at least 18 years old, they must live in Flint or Genesee County, and they must be willing to work with a mentor before and after the competition. And those who already have an operating business must have less than a year of operation. Now, tonight's event is the first in a three-part series of Pitch4k competitions in Flint. We have to thank the C.S. Mott Foundation and the Michigan Economic Development Corporation for their support to help make all of this happen. The men and women who will be presenting pitches tonight are the top finalists selected out of more than 40 submissions. So congratulations to you all for making it this far. We'll give you kind of like the silent clap. Okay, so in preparation for this event, each finalist participated in a pitch clinic facilitated by the University of Michigan Flint's Innovation Incubator, and they were paired with a mentor who helped them with their pitch. So now you know all about the competition. Let's meet our judges. We have Tyler Rossmassler, the Director of Economic Development with the Flint and Genesee Chamber of Commerce. Tyler, if you just want to wave or something. Hey, Tyler. We also have Kalfani Stevens, the Economic Development Director for the City of Flint. Kalfani, hello. And we have Latasha Peoples, the Grant Manager, Entrepreneurship and Innovation with MEDC, which is the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. I see you there, Latasha. There you go. All right, so here are the rules for the competition. Each finalist will have 5 minutes to present their pitch. When you finish, each judge will have a chance to ask one question and the finalists will get 30 seconds. And when all the pitches have been presented, the audience will get to vote once again for the People's Choice winner. And tonight's winners are going to be getting a lot more than just bragging rights. So here are the prizes that are up for grabs. You've got some good stuff here. The People's Choice winner will get $1,000, and then the judges will determine the top 3 winners of the competition. The third place winner will get $1,000. The second place winner will get $2,500, and the first place winner will get a check for $5,000. So hopefully you guys are ready to be impressed by some great ideas, because now that we got all of that out the way, it is pitch time. All right, so up first we have Chef Carl Johnson Jr. with Good Fit Kitchen. Take it away, Chef Carl.
Hi, my name is Carl Johnson Jr. I'm the proud chef and owner of Good Fit Kitchen, a health-centered meal preparation and catering company. Good Fit was birthed from a desire that I had to get myself, my family, and my community healthy, and to do this through proper nutrition and education. Just like everyone here, I grew up around food, but in a unique way. As a child growing up, my family owned restaurants, but I never really understood about food and the purpose of nutrition and the impact that it would have on my life to ensure that I didn't lead to health issues and certain health issues such as like heart disease. So after my catering business, we landed a contract just a few months ago with a cardiovascular clinic right here in town. I began to see that it's very important to be educated and to have proper nutrition. Now, contrary to popular belief, COVID-19, we believe, has put more of a spotlight on pre-existing issues within the health industry, more so than creating new ones. So you see, out of 805,000 Americans every single year that has a heart attack, 600,000 of them, it's for their very first time, and they range from ages 18 to 75. And in Michigan, we spend approximately $10.2 billion in medical related costs related to heart disease. And only about 5% of that total goes to preventative measures, such as education and implementation of that in our cities and in our community. Genesee County heart disease is at a rate of twice that of the state of Michigan alone. So why is this, you ask? Well, we believe that it's the lack of support. The support is scattered. The information is scattered, not easily accessible and implemented in our communities. And a lot of people don't realize they have an issue until their health professional lets them know or until it's just too late. So this is where the initiative Good Fit Care step up, our initiative, which stands for community, action, resources, education, and strategies to stimulate awareness in proper nutrition and nutrition in our community. So we took a survey, and in that survey, 95% of participants stated that they themselves or they knew somebody that had heart-related issues or health issues that was related to improper nutrition. 80% of them said that they were sure that with a company just like ours and a support partner and a platform like ours, that they're sure that they would be able to maintain a healthy lifestyle, and that's just what they needed. So our consumers, anyone the ages of 18 plus, from the busy professional to someone that just needs support, strategies, and the education that's needed to lead a healthy life. So we generate our revenue each week through our weekly meal preparation kits, as well as our catering services. So to date, just within a few months, we've done a little bit over $10,584 in revenue. And in our meal kits, each one of our customers, they will spend approximately $158 a week that they are committed to spend through our meal prep services every single week. Now, our competition, other meal prep companies you may have heard of, such as HelloFresh or Dinnerly, which they have built their business strictly mere on the idea of being convenient to the consumer and the busy professional. While we believe that that is very, very important, it is even more so important that a company like GoodFit, we are in our community, we have a presence in the community to bring real change through health issues, to these health issues. How do we do that? I'll tell you, this is how we do it. We'll do it through giving free education, cooking tutorials, lunch and learns in person, our weekly blog and newsletters on all of our Good Fit Kitchen social media platforms, given by a holistic chef and a certified nutritionist. We'll also reach out to our local communities, such as outreach centers, churches, doctor's offices, which we are partnered with now, and traditional marketing methods, of course, as well. So GoodFit, we want GoodFit to be our community's one-stop shop to gain trusted, dependable education that is accessible and that supports leading a healthy life through proper nutrition, education, and implementation. So remember, our motto is when you know better, you do better, and you live better. And partnering with us, well, we believe it's just a good fit. Thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you, Carl. That's awesome. Okay, now time for questions. So don't relax too much just yet, Chef Carl. All right, judges, any questions for Chef Carl?
I'll go first if that's okay. This is Tyler. Thanks for the presentation, Chef Carl.
Thank you.
Did you say you had 7 customers and you're pulling in about $158 on those 7 customers?
Per week, that's currently right now. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. And so it sounds like you got a lot of strategies to do a lot of marketing and getting the word out because of your mission. How does that, I mean, can you finance all that effort, all that outreach, those free lunches and those social medias? with the current model?
Absolutely. So we're partnering with, for example, right now, the cardiovascular center that we have a contract with, we do this already, and it is done through the participants that are there, and insurance actually currently pays for that. But these events, we want them to be recorded as well, so that this information is given out for free on our platforms on social media, which we have in place as well.
Great. Thanks.
Any other questions from our judges?
Chef Carl, this is Calfani Stevens speaking. What is your plan for sustainability? And specifically, what I'm asking is, once you've educated and changed the activity of the buyer, why would that buyer continue to buy this service?
Great question. Well, they'll continue to buy it for the simple fact that, one, it is convenient for them. People are getting busier. We have another statistic, which I did not include in the presentation, but it is showing that people are becoming 10 times more likely within the between now and 2030 to actually eat on the go. So people are eating on the go regardless, and we just want to be that platform that gives them a healthy option. They're going to go to your McDonald's, they're going to go to, and eat out, but we want to bring those gourmet chef curated meals to them, and we can do that in a convenient way to package it this way. If they're going to eat out anyway, why not? Once you're educated, you know where to eat, and that will be with us with Good Fit.
So I think that's something that I missed in your presentation. Good Fit is definitely it is a meal prep delivery service, but it sounds from your discussion just now, it sounds like you're also trying to drive customers to a brick and mortar location.
Yeah, so that is actually in the future plan. You're spot on. We would love for Good Fit to be right here in our community. Downtown Flint is actually a wonderful area for us to be located, so that people can come in, that they can actually see us face to face and shop right there inside the location. So that is in the future. Yes, sir.
Awesome. Thank you, Cal.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chef Carl. Tasha.
I just have two quick questions for you. So your delivery method right now, what is that? I'm sorry if I missed that.
No, that's fine. So basically the way that it works is goodfitkitchen.com. The guests would go on that website and they would purchase one meal for the week, or they can purchase 20. Each week we deliver those meals fresh, never frozen. We source locally in the Flint Farmers Market and other vendors. And the Flint Farmers Market is actually a pickup location for them to pick up those meals, or every Sunday of the week, we deliver those meals directly to their home or their place of employment.
Okay. And then following up, insurance, you said with your partnership with the cardiovascular center, insurance is paying for people, covering them being there, or you're getting a cut of that? How does that work?
Yeah, so great question. So our catering services, we are contracted through them, and we are paid for our catering services every week. As of right now, we hold a 2-year contract for every Monday and Wednesday. We cater to the participants for this program. And that is how we're paid, directly through the clinic from insurance for that particular contract. Other than that, we do have other ongoing catering services with our company as well for any consumer that would love to have catering.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
Those are great questions, judges. And Carl, you were definitely on point. You were with the answers. You were there. So awesome. Thanks once again, Chef Carl Johnson Jr.
Thank you.
Up next, our next finalist is Chad Church. Now, Chad is going to be talking about the Greener House. Take it away, Chad.
Hey everyone, my name is Chad Church, founder of Greener House, and today I'd like to talk with you a little bit about our plans to create sustainably reliable agriculture. As it stands right now, our modern farming system, it seems sustainable, but it really isn't when you look at the number of fossil fuels that it takes to not only create the fertilizer for these foods, but to transport it across town. And at the same time, it doesn't really help our local communities. There are still far too many food deserts, and that's one of the main issues we have. And it really isn't as reliable as we're now coming to see. especially considering some of these things coming out of the pandemic. We're starting to see a few of those links in the chain, our supply chain, start to crack a little bit. But fortunately, there is a better model. The Netherlands is further north than Michigan, is the size of the UP, and yet it's the world's #2 leading exporter of produce. They're able to do this because they have thousands of acres of greenhouses that allows them to grow produce year round at very minimal input costs. And it got us thinking, is there a better way to do it? And I think we have done it. The sustained year-round greenhouse, it uses the latest in solar technology. The panels that you see there not only produce electricity.
Oh no. Chad, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, you cut out for a minute.
Oh, I did? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, internet connection unstable. So in any case, yeah, these plants that you see here, they are actually producing about a month, 2 months ahead of time, where you'd see them out in the field. And our vision is to see these dotted all across any blighted lands that we have to help bring local communities fresh food year round. Next, please. And so our base model is the original greener house, which is a wood-built structure that is more intended for a family unit. They will produce about 2.7 kilowatts. That's their peak production. And then our greener pod is based off of a repurposed shipping container design. This one we think is going to be the more production ready model for larger quantities. And one of the nice things about this is we can load everything into it and essentially ship it to the site, build it there, and essentially be done with it. Our advantage comes from the fact that we are growing food all year with a carbon neutral footprint, which means our operating costs are much lower than any traditional commercial greenhouse. And it's a scalable model. It can fit the smallest yard to the biggest field. It just depends on your needs. And one of the greatest advantages, I think, is that if you buy a greenhouse, for at least 20 years that you're going to have day in, day out food and energy production. And as it should come as no surprise, food and energy are essential, as we can see from one of the early EOs that Governor Gretchen Whitmer sent out. These things are essential to our society, and it's something that I think would be smart to bring back to the community. There's not many things more empowering than being able to feed and empower yourself. So if we're looking to rebuild and build up community moving forward out of this, I can't think of too many better ways to do it. Our business model is in our first units of each, and primarily the produce will end up being donated to local schools and hospitals and food banks. In year 2, once we proved out our designs, we will begin to sell the greener houses and greener pods. And in year 2, we will become profitable. And in year 3, we plan to start up our greener house CSA, which gives the CSA or the greener house user the option to sell any extra produce they have through our means. And at that point, we plan our return on investment. There are some other revenue streams that are built in, and lighting and soil. To do all this is going to require a lot of work. And when we do it, it's going to take the whole community to. We're going to be able to teach a lot of people, not just farming, but the construction of these units, the electrical work to wire them up, the solar design, engineering in general that goes into this. And not only that, but community relations and the retail and the managing aspects of them. And there's just a lot of things that we'd like to be able to teach the community, and we'd like to put on training seminars and eventually, do classes. And I think when we rally around the community, we'll be able to actually go ahead and make Michigan the hand that feeds. Thanks.
Awesome. Right on time there, Chad. Okay, judges, any questions for Chad?
Well, I'll start this time.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ken. Come on, go ahead.
I'll start this time, Chad. Thanks for that. So my question is about your business model. We got a little bit of it there at the end, but my question is, what is the size of the smallest and what you anticipate to be the average size greenhouse? So I'm thinking, you know, what is the smallest one you sell, and what is the size of the one that you're expecting to sell the most of? And who are you expecting to actually purchase these units? Is your primary target, you know, people in their backyard, or are you targeting, you know, commercial growers?
Appreciate it. I'll start off with who I'm kind of targeting and who I think will buy them. I've kind of got three bins. Families and homesteaders, I think, will really enjoy this product. Next, obviously, would be farms and nurseries / greenhouses that are currently in operation. Like Bourdain's, I've been working to get in touch with some of the greenhouses around the area to see if they're interested. And then finally, I really want to get into schools and hospitals. I think there's a big need for getting fresh food on the school end at an early age, and not only seeing how the things are grown and maintained, but when kids get to play around in the dirt and see something grow and then they eat that product, it puts something in them that lets them know, like, oh, hey, you know, maybe this is something I can do for a while, and it's just a good way to go about it. And then secondly, the smallest size that we can really go with this would be about a 1 kilowatt unit, which would end up being 10 by 12. So that unit that we are showing for the family size 2.7 kilowatt unit is 30 by 16. And so that's kind of our standard size, but we can go down a little bit, and then obviously you can stack on as many as you want to make it as big as you need.
Thank you.
Chad, this is Tyler. I have two questions. Number one, are you the Tesla of greenhouses?
I'm trying to be.
Okay. And number two is, how much would it cost a family like mine to buy one of these things?
It was on the model slide, but I didn't really get to that. So our base model is going to be $30,000, and that is base price. So if you are to include the REAP grant, which the USDA offers at 25%, as well as the federal ITC, which is at a 26% tax credit this year, it would end up costing you about $22,000. And essentially, like I said earlier, that is pretty much your investment for at least 20 years. That's what the panels are rated for on their warranty. And so, you know, you're looking at about $1,000 a year to essentially feed you and your family for that whole time. So.
Can we go back to your revenue model slide really quickly?
Yes. Vivian, please.
That was my only question. I just wanted to see that. Thank you.
Revenue slide, yeah. So one thing you can't really see because of the info is we are projecting around a $25,000 loss if that first year with the full farm build out. So just want to throw that out there.
Was that it, Latasha?
Last question. Sorry, I lied. So your greenhouse produce sales at 13,000 per unit per year. So you yourself are planning to sell your produce to whom? Could you explain that?
Yeah, so those are based off just pretty much standard farmers market prices that I've pulled from reports, primarily from Michigan State University's farmers market report. And essentially, though, what's built into that 13K a year is that you get actually 3 growing seasons in a greenhouse that you're going year round. So you're able to produce a lot more in higher quantities too. The densification does not seem to really harm plant growth so far in our testing. And with that model, that's kind of some of the staples. So your tomatoes, your peppers, your lettuces, some herbs, and things like that. And so, yes, eventually we would like to be able to sell our produce out of each greenhouse, but until we're able to really go full steam ahead, and also to kind of give back to the communities that we're going to serve in, I think that first year we're definitely planning on donating a lot of that produce, like I said, to the local community. And if we do have leftover, then we'll probably end up having our booth set up at a farmer's market, Flint Farmers Market, Fenton Farmers Market. And also we want to talk to restaurants to see if they have any custom growing desires. I talked with some local people at the farmers market, and one of which said that, yeah, if you can grow Thai basil year round, we'll buy everything that you got. So I think that's going to be a solid model going forward too. Once we get in and start building those relationships, we'll be able to really network with the local restaurateurs to see what they need and hopefully fit their needs.
All right, good job. Great questions, judges, once again. Thanks, Chad, with the Greener House. Okay, up next, Luella, hope you're ready. It's your turn. Luella Jamerson with Breath of Life. Don't forget to unmute yourself. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you.
There you go. All right, we can hear you.
Good evening, everyone. Don't let smoke inhalation take your family's breath away. My name is Luella Jamerson, and I'm the owner of the Breath of Life Smoke Inhalation Kit. Breath of Life is an idea whose time has come. It is a portable, easy-to-use smoke inhalation kit designed specifically to save lives and help people get out alive in the event of fire and smoke. Our mission is to greatly reduce the number of deaths caused by smoke inhalation. Breath of Life is your smoke inhalation defense. According to the National Fire Protection Association, most fire deaths are the result of smoke inhalation rather than burns. It only takes 30 to 60 seconds for a person to be overcome by smoke inhalation. And 50 to 80% of fire deaths are the result of smoke inhalation injuries, and smoke and toxic gases kill more people than flames do. A smoke detector is not enough. It is difficult for people to escape a fire in their own home when the alarm sounds because they tend to panic. The thick and dense smoke can leave them disoriented, and fire requires oxygen and consumes the oxygen that individuals need to breathe and remain conscious. The 30 to 60 seconds it takes for people to become overcome leaves them unable to reach the nearby exits, even though they know where they are. Breath of Life's target market is families, business owners, average individuals, senior facilities, college dorms, any place susceptible to fires breaking out and people being overcome by smoke. Fire and home safety are very important, as illustrated by the fact that by 2025, home and fire safety costs will skyrocket to $105.9 billion. Our smoke inhalation kits were intentionally designed for situations and environments where people could be in danger of succumbing to smoke inhalation, to give them, their families, and employees a fighting chance to escape and live. Breath of Life is competitively priced to sell multiple units of our smoke inhalation kit to families, seniors, nursing facilities, businesses, dorms, and average individuals, generating higher sales, in addition to allowing these entities to have kits available for everyone on the premises. Our projected cost per unit is $24.99, with a multi-pack of 5 for $100, which is designed to allow families and employers to purchase and make available kits for every family member or employee. And further information regarding cost, revenue, and customer numbers will be available upon completion of the prototype, as the Breath of Life Smoke Inhalation Kit is now in the prototype production phase. Breath of Life is in the home and fire safety market, and unlike the pictures of our competitors shown here, Breath of Life Smoke Inhalation Kit was specifically designed to protect your eyes, to keep you breathing, to keep your hands free in the event you need to help a child, a senior, or someone else get their mask on. It is portable enough to have multiple units anywhere and everywhere in a home or business, and only takes a couple seconds to put on, knowing that there are only 30 to 60 seconds before someone can become overwhelmed by smoke. The kit is also portable enough for RVs, dorm rooms, hotel rooms if you travel, and for any environment where a fire could be possible. As a person with a disability and someone who is almost overcome by smoke in an apartment fire, I offer a unique perspective on how important the smoke inhalation kit will be to me in providing me time and fresh air to call 911 or to get to a place of safety to be rescued. Boost Oxygen is a similar product. However, it offers no protection for your eyes. You have to hold the canister with your hands, therefore making it difficult to grab a child or a pet while trying to escape. Breath of Life is a life-saving design, easy to put on in seconds, keeps your hands free, gives you and your family a fighting chance to get out. Today's customers are researching and finding home and fire safety help via online resources, home security businesses, and websites. I will use internet marketing, my website, all social media platforms, and also network through the religious community I'm a part of. The company will monitor target growth rates by raise-up assessment and auto-refillable orders. I plan to gain customers by building personal and business relationships with local fire departments, EMS, and care facilities. Promotions, free trials, and demonstrations of our products at senior and group facilities, college campuses, as well as businesses will promote our products. Breath of Life focus is life-saving, and to greatly reduce the number of smoke inhalation deaths from fires versus our competition, whose products focus on athletes, leisure activities, and professional firefighters. Don't let smoke inhalation take your family's breath away. Thank you.
Thank you, Luella. Okay, get ready. I'm sure the judges have some good questions. So who's going first?
I'm going to jump in really quickly. My question to you is, you mentioned that you're still working on the prototype. Who are you working with on that?
Right now I'm working with the design team at 100K.
Okay.
We're finalizing the design, and then I've already located a manufacturer where to start the prototype.
Okay, thank you. You just answered my next question.
Oh, okay.
I have a question. Luella, is this a one-time use product?
It's a one-time use in terms of one fire. If you're going to be in a whole bunch of fires, you're going to need more than one kit.
Okay.
So it's just a one-time use, yes, for that reason.
And is there a follow-up question to that then? Is there any way to pivot or address the need for masks and safety equipment in our everyday life with COVID? Is there any applications to the world of the pandemic?
As it relates to Breath of Life?
Mm-hmm.
Yes and no, because Breath of Life's sole mission is to save lives based on smoke inhalation. I was almost a victim myself, and it would have been tremendously valuable for me if I had that at that time. But the COVID situation is different. You don't really need your eyes covered. You don't really need to, your hands are already open and accessible in case you need to do something with them. And so I think the current mass situations that we have now work pretty much effectively.
All right, thanks, Tyler. Kalfani, you have a question?
I certainly do. My question is about shelf life. So this is in the same category of product as the fire extinguisher. And so most people either don't know or don't pay attention to the fact that your home fire extinguishers are supposed to be replaced periodically. What is the shelf life of these units? So, are they good until used, or do they need to be replaced periodically if not used?
They do not need to be, at this point in our production, they do not need to be replaced if they're not used. The shelf life it's a pretty lengthy period of time. So it's, because I can't really answer in more specifics because we haven't got the prototype out yet, so I can see how we work with the air in the tanks and that kind of thing. But it's going to have a pretty decent shelf life. And like you said, with fire extinguishers, people don't really look at the fact that they need to be replaced. But this is not going to be the case with Breath of Life, and we're doing this on purpose.
Got it. Thank you very much.
Okay. You're welcome. Thank you.
Hey, once again, that was Luella Jamerson with Breath of Life. Okay, up next, we've got Madeline Raspberry with the stethoscope light.
All right. The stethoscope light. Saving Lives One Light at a Time by me, Madeline Raspberry. Next. Have you ever seen your healthcare professional disinfect their stethoscope before placing it on your body? Chances are you haven't. And it's not that nurses and doctors set out to deliberately spread harmful germs to their patients. Rather, their day becomes busy and they simply forget to clean it. Unfortunately for us, this means that they are potentially transferring dangerous and even deadly viruses on their stethoscope, like the coronavirus, from patient to patient. A recent July 9th, 2020 article published by the World Health Organization stated, transmission of the COVID-19 virus can occur by indirect contact with surfaces with objects used on the infected person, such as a stethoscope. And to make matters even worse, one study found that 53.2% of hospital staff had never disinfected their stethoscope, ever. Next. My product is the stethoscope light. It's a small light easily attached around the rim of a stethoscope. So when the health professional presses the stethoscope onto the patient, the rim will light up, giving the provider an instant visual cue to clean the stethoscope. The light will stay on until it's sanitized, and then it's easily turned off with a simple click. The light will come in different colors, so if a nurse or doctor has a purple stethoscope, then they could order my product in purple. The stethoscope light is a lifesaver because it can help prevent the spread of illnesses such as COVID-19, the flu, and other infectious diseases, and it could save you or a loved one. Next. Another great feature about my product is that it can be sold globally. Customers will include healthcare supply stores, hospitals, healthcare clinics, and health educational schools from all around the world. And markets like smaller doctor offices can also be included. So with COVID-19 prevention products like hand sanitizers and disinfecting wipes still selling out in stores and online, there's no doubt the stethoscope light will be an instant hit when it's marketed as a preventative. And on top of that, people want to purchase more than one because they'll want to have my product in all the different colors. Next. Each stethoscope light has an estimated cost of $2 to $4 to make. So I would sell each stethoscope light for $10. So I'd be making an estimated profit of $6 to $8 off of each stethoscope light sold. My goal is to sell 50,000 stethoscope lights in 1 year, which I think is pretty reasonable with the current pandemic. So I'd be making a profit of around $300,000 to $400,000. Next. One of the greatest selling points to my stethoscope light is that to date, there are no other products like it. Yet the market for this device has never been better or more needed. Next. In addition to selling these alone or in packages of different colors, we also have the potential to join forces with the makers of alcohol wipes and other cleaning pad manufacturers. So I'd also reach out to multiple hospitals and doctor offices to see if they were interested in my product. We could advertise on Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, and Instagram. Also, I want to give 5% of whatever profit I make to the House of Esther in Flint, Michigan. So I'm hoping this will drive sales while also giving back to our community. Next. It's time to fight COVID-19 more effectively. It's time to prevent illness, and it's time to save your family's life one light at a time with the stethoscope light. Thank you.
With time to spare. Thank you, Madeline. I'm just curious. We heard like Luella said she had a personal experience, which is kind of where she got the concept from for her idea. What about you? Was it that article you referred to, or is there some interesting personal story behind the concept of this idea?
Sure. So I am a nursing student at U of M Flint, and I also work in a hospital, and I have never seen people like wash their stethoscope, and we use our stethoscopes all the time to do lung assessments, to do heart assessments. Every time I see a new patient, I'm using my stethoscope. And I do not see people, doctors, nurses, respiratory therapists, whoever has one, wash their stethoscope off. So it's important to do that because it really does spread those harmful germs to patient.
Absolutely. My sister's a doctor, so as soon as we're done, I'm going to ask her when's the last time she cleaned her stethoscope.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Right.
Okay. Thanks for humoring me there. Judges, you guys have any questions for Madeline?
Tyler jumping in here. Madeline, thanks so much.
you.
Certainly you outlined the need for this, and it got me thinking, and just a little bit about the conversation about your personal story and how you saw the need for this product. I wonder if we know that there's a desire for the medical professional for this product, because likely they're the customer. And will they accept it, or will they just turn the light off and not disinfect their stethoscope? So I just wonder if in your marketing you've thought about marketing it to people like me who are like patients or people who go in for their physical, to say, make sure your doctor turns off their light, and you like, it could be a reminder to me as the patient to hold the doctor accountable rather than to the doctor to hold themselves accountable. Does that make sense?
Yes, it absolutely does. And I think this is like a great conversation starter when you are a patient, you are going in to see your doctor, see your nurse, because when you see that light lit up on their stethoscope, I'm sure the patient is going to ask, oh, what is that light? Like, why did it light up? And the doctor will be able to explain, hey, it's lighting up because now the stethoscope is dirty because it was on you. And I want to make sure I wipe it off before it goes to another patient. Or I had washed it off before I put it on you. So absolutely, yeah.
Interesting. Thanks.
Kalfani, you got a question?
Oh, of course I do. So just building on Tyler's thought right there, because I had that exact same thought. My question was going to be, is this already a best practice in the medical profession? And what I mean by that is, you see doctors washing their hands, they clean other instruments. Are they already taught that they should be cleaning their stethoscopes and they're just not cleaning them? And then as a follow-up to that, my question was, have you considered the stethoscope light actually being a self-cleaning product, in that it shines a UV light on itself and, can clean, kind of like when you go to the barbershop, they put their tools underneath the UV light between customers?
Sure. With the UV light, that's definitely something that I've talked about with the engineer that I'm working with 100K, which I think would be like a good idea. I just think it would make it a lot more expensive, and then we'd still have to figure out how the stethoscope is able to just use that UV light to clean off all that stuff. So is the UV light strong enough to clean all the germs off? So I feel like that would have to be like another conversation I'd have to have with the engineer, which is a really good idea. I haven't actually thought about that before.
No, we almost lost you.
Any other questions for Madeline? Nope. Okay, we're gonna move right on. And Sylvester, it's your turn. We've got Sylvester Tyler, grooming young millionaires. Take it away.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sylvester Tyler. In March of this year, I quit my job at Dorp Financial Credit Union to teach financial literacy full-time to the youth here in Genesee County. Imagine being a baby bird getting kicked out of the nest. Our education system teaches math, English, science, and history, but not the basic financial principles to lead us through our adulthood lives. I want you to ask yourself this question: who taught me financial literacy? Next. Our youth will be able to say grooming young millionaires. Grooming young millionaires teaches youth how to invest in a business, how to invest in real estate, and we also make our curriculum and material relatable to the youth here in Genesee County. We teach things like owning a pair of Nikes versus owning a stock in Nike. Global market education and learning market size in 2019 was around $182 billion. The growth rate from 2020 to 2027 is expected to be $680 billion, which is about 17.9%. Our customers are high schools in Genesee County, as well as educational programs starting in Genesee County. And our target market is those students that attend the high schools in Genesee County and educational programs that are ages 13 to 17 years old. Some of our competition includes the Bank Account at Home program, Camp Millionaire, and Show Me the Money. Now, Show Me the Money is a little bit more indirect because their age demographic is different than ours. We have advantages over our competitors because we're local. We were born in Genesee County. We know the youth of Genesee County. Our fees are much less than our competitors, and our material is understandable and it's also relatable to the youth here in Genesee County, which gives us a higher value proposition. So for our educational program, to purchase our curriculum, it'll be priced at $479. And that price range, it can vary because we have additional things that the educational programs can purchase, such as a downloadable game and a ready-to-play game. In the downloadable game, you get everything right then and there, but you have to print it off yourself. With the ready-to-play game, you get every single piece that you need, which will stand for different classes that the educational programs may bring in over time. The cost to finalize this curriculum will be around $1,200, and that includes legal fees and different financial professionals to come in and make sure that our curriculum is in fact relatable to the youth of Genesee County. We plan to spend around $300 in marketing to ensure that our program gets the attention that it deserves, as well as our website costing around $264. To break even within our program, we just need to sell 4 different curriculums to 4 different educational programs. We plan to market through different social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, our website through means of e-flyers, as well as contacting news media outlets to make sure that our financial literacy program is booked completely solid every summer. We plan to grow by expanding to more summer camps. In the past, we've hosted 1 summer camp per summer. We plan to expand to 1, then 2, then 3 to make our impact more valuable, as well as offering online downloadable activities for families to do at home for completely free and to grow through our licensed curriculum. With your help, we can impact the lives of our students here in Genesee County and make sure that they are financially successful.
All right, Sylvester, you got a whole minute to spare. Thorough and concise. That's awesome. Judges, any questions for Sylvester?
I have a couple of questions for you. I just want to make sure that I'm understanding correctly how you're delivering this. So part 1, you mentioned summer camps. Have you already started that?
So I've been teaching financial literacy for a couple of years now, but Grooming Young Millionaires is our own program. So it'll be a program tailored for the youth of Genesee County to make sure that the information and the material is relatable to the youth here to make sure that it's impactful to them.
Okay, so when you were teaching before though, was that under your old job or that was just something that was not a part of Grooming Young Millionaires?
It was a completely different program that I'll talk through my religious organization.
Okay. And then your curriculum, really the goal, it sounds like, is for you to primarily just to offer this online and then eventually move into face-to-face like the summer camps, or just in the face of COVID right now, what is your plan?
So in the past, we've done face-to-face, like you said, with our different students, but our goal is to actually license this program and the curriculum to different educational programs, as well as the after school, as well as the summer camps. With COVID, because COVID happened, we want to make our materials and make some activities available online for parents and students at home. We wanted to pilot a parent-student camp as well, but we didn't know as far as how well that material would relate to the parents.
Okay, thank you.
This is Tyler. My questions are kind of in the same vein. You talked about a curriculum specifically designed for the kids of Genesee County. I'd like to understand what's different about the kids in Genesee County compared to Kent County or any other county in the United States. What do they need specifically tailored to them?
So I'll start, especially we'll start with just Flint. The students in Flint, they grow up in poverty. They grow up and they don't know anything about finance or financial literacy at all. They know that a pair of shoes costs $200 and everybody has them and they want those pair of Nikes or those pair of Jordans. So with the other financial literacy program that I taught previously, it was more so just teaching financial principles. It wasn't teaching like these pair of Nikes cost $200, but you can buy a stock in Nike for one stock in Nike for whatever price less than $100. So just teaching those basic principles of things that's relatable to them, things that they actually like and that they spend their money on, and taking that and showing them the difference between that and investing in different things that will bring them income.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. I mean, there's kind of like, you mentioned kids growing up in poverty. And so I guess my challenge would be, there's certainly great for the kids of Genesee County, but there's poverty in more than just Genesee County. And especially if you're looking to put all your products online and digital, you got the downloadable game, and in the world of COVID, I guess I would like to understand, how do you think bigger than just Genesee County? Because I think if you focus here, you're just limiting yourself, and I think you should maximize your customers while you're growing and young.
So we want to expand. We actually want to expand to be a global organization, but to start off, we want to give back to our own community. We're here. We're located in Genesee County. We know Genesee County, so we want to make sure that Genesee County has that financial literacy so that we can expand to other regions and other counties that have poverty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, it's great. Thanks.
Any other questions? Kalfani, you got a question? Or are we all set?
Oh, yeah, no. I was speaking. I'm sorry, I was muted. Slide Bester, Cal. Thank you. Kalfani here. A couple of questions for you quickly. The first one is, you talked about competitors. So my first question is, do your competitors charge for a product, or is it a free service that is provided by different financial institutions?
So the Bank Account at Home program is a free service. It's an online financial literacy program. And our online platform, the worksheets, will also be free for our program. And as far as Camp Millionaire, for their curriculum, they charge upwards of the $700 range, where our curriculum is in the $479 range. Okay,
so for comparable products, your service would be less expensive than your competitors. All right. And so then my next question is, as you're looking at the idea of growth and expansion, I think Tyler is definitely right. You want to look to a market larger than Genesee County ultimately, but just understanding that you're focusing on Genesee County to get your product out and known. My question is market size. Obviously you can say how many people or how many students are available in the market of Genesee County, but a better question is, do you have any concept of how many of those students or how many of those parents are interested in purchasing a financial literacy program for their child?
So the financial literacy program wouldn't actually be a purchase for parents or children. It's actually, that's our demographic, in our age range, the students 13 to 17. However, we are targeting high schools and we are targeting educational programs to put on this program for their students. So it wouldn't, at home with the parents and the students, they have those downloadable worksheets at home completely free. Where we would make a profit is within those high schools and those educational programs purchasing this curriculum to teach to their students.
Got it. Thank you.
All right, great ideas and great questions. Thanks so much, Sylvester Tyler, Grooming Young Millionaires. Okay, we're at number 6. Last but not least, Uchechukwu Agbo is up next with International Farms.
Hello everyone, my name is Uchechukwu Agbo and I'm the proud owner of UCB International Farms. Have you ever considered traveling to a different country, a different part of the world? Imagine being told that one onion sells for a total of $14. Shocked, yeah, I see surprise, I also see resentment, and then it's funny, right? Combine all those expressions, that was exactly how I felt in September 2019 when I first came to the United States. I went to the African market like most Africans. I went to buy something to eat for myself. You know what I was told? I was told that just a tuber of yam, what you see there is called African yam, is not planted in any other part of the US, at least not yet. I was told that it sells for $14. The same thing sells for just $1 in Africa. So I was very surprised, like many of you, I was very surprised. So when I asked the store owner why it was so expensive, she told me it was because of importation. Let me tell you something about importation. During importation, when you move the goods from Africa to the US, you pay. When you move it from the importers to the wholesalers, you pay. When you move it from the wholesalers to the retailers, you pay. By the time it gets to the final consumers, it becomes so expensive that the average low and middle income earner cannot afford it. So I thought to myself, what happens to the average low and middle income international who wants to have a taste of home? Statistics shows that over 70% of internationals living in the US fall within this category. So that is where UCB International Farm comes. Next slide. We will be producing 3 different kinds of crop. Can we go to the next slide, please? Good. We will be producing 3 different kinds of crop. Number 1 is okra, African okra. The other one is African yam, and then of course bitter leaf. These 3 things are in high demand in different international stores across the country. We will be domesticating the production of these farms. Can we go to the next slide? We'll be domesticating the production of these crops by partnering with hoop houses in Genesee County. What we intend to do is to keep costs low so as to keep it very affordable for the average low and middle income earner. Do you know that over 60% of Flint residents cannot afford post-high school education, and over 40% of jobs in the Flint community alone, you cannot access them except you have a university degree or a high school diploma. What it means is that 60% of the Flint community cannot afford 40% of jobs at their disposal, but that is where UCB comes in also. We create jobs that anybody can do. As long as you are willing to learn and you are willing to submit yourself to the training, you will definitely be able to work with us. So we use local level. Next slide. The philosophy behind our business is that when you create jobs, you multiply prosperity, and this in turn ends crime. Tyler talked about poverty in Flint. Poverty can be solved, and the way to solve it is by creating jobs. We also believe that everyone, irrespective of income level, deserves the right to healthy food every day. Next slide. We understand that our market size is so huge. As a matter of fact, as of 2018, the global food market was at about $3.4 trillion. By 2024, it should be at about $4.2 trillion. The people we are selling to are the young students who cannot work more than 20 hours, the poor mother who works as a janitor, and every other low and middle income earner who wants to have a taste of home, who cannot afford it simply because the person does not have money. We are bringing food to that person, and we are ensuring that we put food on every table. Let's go to the next slide. In the first year of operation, the total cost of, we will operate 3 loop houses. We will spend $8,150,000 to produce 3,000 crop units, which will have a total unit cost of $2.71. After selling this, we should be having a total revenue of $10,500. We should be making a total profit of $2,350, and of course, we will be selling at $3.50. Let's go to the next slide. By the second year of operation, we'll double down on that, have 5 loop houses, make a total revenue of $15,750. We'll be making a total profit of $4,875. Imagine that. Let's go to the next slide. We understand that we have competitors, the wholesalers, the local store owners, such as BAM store, and of course the grocery stores. But unlike these grocery stores, while Walmart is giving you a nostalgia of your home country, we are giving you a taste of home. While these wholesalers will be selling just to the retailers, we'll be selling to both the retailers and the consumers. Because we are making use of hoop houses, we will ensure that we have all year-round production capacity. We will also keep our costs low so that we'll be able to sell at a very affordable rate. Let's go to the next slide. How do we achieve this? Number one is bulk purchase discount. We will give you discount when you buy in bulk from us, pre-order discount, referral discount, aggressive Facebook and public presentation strategy. We'll go to churches, we'll go to schools, we'll bring our business to you where you will see it. And finally, we'll use brochures and business cards to attract customers and partners to our business. The next slide. In 2004, Barack Obama said that in the US, there is nothing like African American, Hispanic American, Latino American, French American, or Chinese or Chinese American. There is only the United States of America. We believe in diversity. The beauty of this country is the inclusive arm with which it welcomes diversity. What UCB tries to do is to replicate that diversity and to extend its frontiers. We believe that with the right ingredients, you too can get a taste of home from any part of the world, including the United States of America. And we believe that if you partner with us and if you work with us, we can get you a taste of home. Thank you very much. I expect your question, and of course, vote for me. Thank you very much. And God bless you.
All right. Awesome job. Okay, judges, any questions?
All right, so my first question is, what did you eat before we came here? Because I need some of that energy.
Me too.
All right, so all joking aside, so you began the presentation by talking about your shock at the cost of a root vegetable that for you back home overseas was very inexpensive, but here was very expensive. And you're feeling that there was a relatively large demand for that product, except for the fact of the inexplicably high cost of it. So my question is, how deep have you dove into that market? And specifically what I'm asking is, when you're looking at expats and their desire to buy specific foods, how many of those expats truly are not buying that product because it is too expensive in the US, versus how many of those expats are just not buying that product because it's not available in the US?
Okay, thank you very much. That's a very important question. Now, those who export this food, they export virtually all of them. The only difficulty there is that when it comes to the United States, because of the logistics of importation, it becomes too expensive for the average low and middle income earner to be able to buy it. These things are available across most African stores. They are called African markets or international stores across the country. They are available in those places. The only challenge is the cost. The only challenge is that when you walk into these stores, like I did in September when I came to the US, I walked into these stores, I saw all the things I needed. The only difficulty was that I couldn't afford them. And that's why we are starting this business, to keep costs low so that we can keep the price of sales as low as possible, as affordable as possible, so that the average low and middle income earner will be able to afford it. Thank you very much.
Okay, and then just one follow-up question to that. One of these specific items that you talked about was okra. Is there a difference in the strain of okra that you're using than in the type of okra that is readily available throughout the United States in frozen grocery stores?
Sure, thank you very much for that question. If you notice during my presentation, when I talked about Walmart, I mentioned that Walmart, Kroger, and the rest of them will give you a nostalgia for home, but my business will give you the true taste of home. The okra we have in these different stores, they are more fibrous than the one we have in Africa. So after cooking, after using them to cook, the difference will be clear. You will just be, after using the one from Walmart, you will be thinking of home, but after using the one we will sell to you, you will be having a taste of home.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you.
I just have a quick question for you. So you mentioned partners, and in looking at your model and how it's set up, are you looking at people coming and working for you? Are you looking for people who want to create their own greenhouse and kind of act as almost like a business partner alongside you?
Okay, so I contacted some owners of hoop houses in Flint, particularly the Asbury Farm project being operated by the United Methodist Church. Now, what they do is that they already have hoop houses built. So what I intend to do is to partner with them. I would lease these hoop houses. Why am I not buying hoop houses? Because when I buy it, it will inflate the cost of production. And the whole essence of my business is to keep the cost of production low. So when I partner with these people, lease their hoop houses for each season, I would then employ local labor. The people who I will employ will be the ones that will work in the farm. Definitely, I will train them on how to grow some of these crops. I grew up in Ebonyi State. Ebonyi State is a place in Nigeria. It's a very fantastic state in Nigeria. It is known for agriculture. So I grew up knowing how to produce these things. So I will train them on how to produce these things, and then they can produce. So I'll be partnering with people, and then I'll also be employing my staff. Thank you very much.
I have a question about that may come across a little bit strange, but where's the closest African food store or grocery store, international store?
Okay, the closest one in Flint is called Miss Bam's store. If you noticed during my presentation, I also mentioned them as part of my direct competitors. That is a retail store. It's called Miss Bam's store. That is the closest African store that you have to Flint. Thank you very much.
Where is it?
It is. I think it's at Ballinger Road or there.
Oh, it's in Flint then.
Yeah, it's in Flint. It's in Flint. It's in the Flint community.
That sounds great. And I guess to answer Kalfani's question, did you have okra, African yam, or bitter leaf before this presentation?
Okay, so I have tasted all these things during my stay in America, but just as I mentioned before, because they are too expensive, you can't keep spending on them. Imagine buying just one African yam for $14. For an average student, I'm an international student, and I'm not permitted to work for more than 20 hours outside the campus. So imagine being a middle or low income earner, buying just one of those for $14. It's not sustainable. So yes, I've eaten all of them, but then it's not sustainable because of the cost.
Well, it was a great presentation. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very
much. Really quickly, what are you studying?
Okay, what I'm studying is communication, but of course I'm a farmer.
You can help promote your business with your communications degree. All right, thanks so much once again, Uchechukwu Agbo with International Farms. Okay, so that was our final presentation. So basically, it's time to vote. So our judges are going to go into a separate room to tally the scores. And so this is time for our audience members to really perk up, because it's time for you to vote for your favorite pitch. And once again, the finalists with the most votes will be crowned with the People's Choice Award, and the prize for that is $1,000. So we're going to tell you how to vote. Everyone voting for People's Choice, here you go. The link to vote is right now on your screen. You need to go to voteforpitch.com. And then once you're on that website, you'll be asked to place the name of each finalist in the order of your preference. So your favorite will be number one, and then you'll put them in order from your most favorite to least favorite after that. And so you just drag and place each name in the order that you want them to be in. Now you only have 5 minutes to vote. There's going to be a timer, and once it starts, you got 5 minutes, and then once the timer is at 0, the voting closes. So hopefully everyone voting for People's Choice have those marching orders. They know what they're going to do. They're going to go to voteforpitch.com and then just arrange the finalists' names in the order from their most favorite to least favorite. You just drag and drop the names in the order you think they should be in. And again, 5 minutes to do that. And then we'll find out a little bit later who wins our People's Choice Award. Okay, everyone, the judges' scores have been recorded. We have gotten the results from our online voting. And it was like a huge voter turnout, so that's awesome. So we'll soon learn all of our winners. First, let me just say that you all did a great job, great ideas, great concepts, really thorough pitches. So again, kudos to all of you just for making it this far and for being so innovative. But before we get to what you really want to know, why don't we do like some housekeeping things? We have to thank all the people and the organizations that actually help make this event possible, because without their support, their funding, none of us would be here. We wouldn't be giving away almost $10,000 tonight. So let's say, first of all, thank you to our judges, Tyler Rossmassler, Kalfani Stevens, and Latasha Peoples. I was in the breakout room with the judges, and they really listened and put a lot of thought and consideration into, who really had a great plan and model and who could really take this to the next level, because they want you to be successful too. So thanks to all of our judges, and thank you to all the mentors and selection committee members, mentors that you all worked with, including Ashley Young, Luther Brown, Tiffany Bernathy, Jason Trice, Merlina Curtis, Charlene Howe, and Shanice Ali. So those are all our mentors. And then selection committee members, Robert Landau, Paula Naz, and Marcus Rankis. Thanks to all of you. There you see their names on the screen right there. And we also have to thank the CS Mott Foundation and the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, again, for their support and their funding. We also need to thank the Flint and Genesee Chamber of Commerce, the University of Michigan Flint, and the Innovation Incubator, as well as thank you to the Ferris Wheel and of course 100K Ideas, as well as 360 Interactive. Okay, now the moment you all have been waiting for. Okay, but before I announce the winners, let me just remind you of what the winners will receive. We've got the People's Choice winner will get $1,000. Then third place winner will get $1,000 as well. The second place winner will get $2,500, and the first place winner will get a check for $5,000. Awesome prizes just for your awesome pitches. Okay, so first, let's do the winner of the People's Choice. So this was an amazing turnout. We had 181 votes voters that participated in this, and the winner with 73% of the vote, the winner is Chef Carl Johnson Jr. You see the check right there. Congratulations, Chef Carl, $1,000. People's Choice winner. That is awesome. Okay, now let's go to third place. Our third place winner of $1,000 as well, will go to Chad Church with the Greener House. Congratulations to you, Chad. Second place winner for $2,500, Madeline Raspberry with the stethoscope light. Great idea, great concept, especially now in the days of COVID-19. And first place winner, you'll receive $5,000, and hopefully you can just really do well with this idea and this concept to really make a difference and help maybe even save lives. The winner, Luella Jamerson with Breath of Life, $5,000. I see everybody clapping even though you're on mute, so I'll give you some little clap action. This is awesome. You guys did great. And even those who actually didn't place, again, your names were mentioned, so maybe you will end up partnering with some folks to really help your ideas and your concepts come to life. So once again, congratulations to all of you, and let some other folks know, like if they've been inspired by this competition and you have got some other ideas for products or businesses. Submissions are now open for the next pitch competition. The competition will be held on November 12th. Submissions must be received by September 18th. And for more information on all of that, you can visit the pitch4k.com. Well, this concludes the first ever virtual pitch competition for Pitch4k. Thanks to all of you, and congratulations to all of our winners and all of our finalists. Thanks to all the judges. And that's it for all of us. Thanks so much once again. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, everybody. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you all for-
congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you to the judges and 100K. Thank you.
And for the winners, I hope everybody's still on here. So we will reach out to you all and then like within the next day or so about getting your checks. So we'll get those printed for you so you guys can, and then we'll arrange ways to get them if it's mail or you want to come pick them up. So we'll get that all worked out. So no worries. But congratulations, you guys did fantastic.
Yes, great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Congratulations, Carl.
Thank you all.
Bye. Congratulations.
Congratulations, everybody. Good
See ya.
job. All right, bye-bye.